So hi and welcome to a quick-ish grumpy video. So a few years ago I made a decision that I wasn't going to buy any more physical books and I was going to try and start collecting all my books as ebooks instead. Because the thing is, I do really like the idea of ebooks in principle. It's just the theory that's kind of lacking for me. Because I did try, I made a really good effort at this, but obviously I have since bought quite a lot of physical books. And I've also bought quite a lot of ebooks now. I've bought on Kindle and I've bought on Google Play Books. And I have read some books on Kindle, but I don't know whether my experience is coloured by the fact that I don't have a proper dedicated e-reader and I've just read on apps, basically on phones and tablets. And when you're doing it like that, on the proper Kindles, as far as I'm aware, you can read them in daylight. Full sun can be glaring on them and you can still read the screen and it doesn't take it away from that. Now if you use it on a phone or a tablet, you can't really read them properly because of the glare from the sun. I mean, I've tried and basically I couldn't do it. So the only time I could really read an ebook is if I'm in the house, which kind of, in a way, defeated the object of what I wanted to do. Because the whole point of me getting ebooks was that if I went out, I could basically take this little device with me and it had the equivalent of a bookcase on there. And I like the idea of that because when I go out, especially in the summer, I don't want to have to be coming home early because I got a bit bored, but there was nothing to do. And a big part of what I do when I was out, when I've done all my walking and exploring and looking around the shops or whatever, wherever I've been, depends where I go, I do like to sit and just relax, read a book and have a drink, not alcohol, just a drink of cola or whatever. And I like the idea of being able to read a book. Now, I always take physical books with me, but the problem with that is once my book's finished, and I have sat outside in the summer, in the height of summer when it doesn't get dark till like 11 o'clock, and read an entire book, and then be like, oh, well, I'm bored now, I want to go home. But I don't really want to go home, I want to carry on reading, but obviously there's no more book left, and I kind of just sit there thinking, well, I want to go now. But I don't, if you know what I mean. If that makes any sense, it probably doesn't, but I'm trying to do it like that. So what I thought to myself, if I had ebooks, then once I've finished a book, I can just start another book, yeah? And I won't have this big weight in my backpack of having to carry all these books, and I have been known to go out and take 2 books with me, just because I know I'm going to be out late, it's a really nice day, I don't want to have to come home early, so I'll take well, not all my books with me, but I'll take a couple of books so I know I'm not going to run out, especially if when you set off you're halfway through a book or whatever. So I thought, if I have ebooks, then that problem's not going to be there. Except obviously I couldn't read them because of the glare on the screen, and I did try. Basically it'd have to be starting to get dark before I could actually read what was on the screen, which defeated the purpose for me. So if I got a proper e-reader, it might be different. But another thing that I did notice, that when I did try reading ebooks, I didn't really feel like I'd read a book properly. And I don't know if that's just me. I don't know if that's just me being a Luddite, or maybe I'm too stuck in my ways and I'm too used to the fact that books have always been physical things in the past and this is all quite new technology for somebody my age. I don't know if that's what it is, or maybe if I had a proper Kindle or whatever e-reader of choice, you know, whatever, if that would make a difference to me or not. But it is something that I really, really want to get into, but so far haven't really managed to. Now I've got about 50 or 60 books that I've downloaded onto the Kindle, and I'll be honest, I think I've read about 2 of them, because for some reason when I read them it doesn't feel like I'm reading a proper book. And I don't know why that is, because I've had the same experience when I've read stories online. I mean, sometimes it's fan fiction, not very often, I've only read a few fan fiction things, but I've read some other books that have been available online as well, you know, stuff that's out of copyright, I don't know how you express it, but the stuff that's copyright free because it's really old. I've read a few classics that I've read online, which isn't always possible when I'm in the countryside or somewhere really remote because there's no internet signal for me to refresh and get to the next page. But even when I did that, I still didn't feel like I'd read a proper book, and I don't know if it's just me. But basically the point of this video is I really do want to see if I can get into ebooks, and I really have tried, like I say, just on the normal phone and tablet screens. So if I had a proper e-reader, would it make a difference? I don't know, and it would be interesting to know if anybody out there has got a proper dedicated reader that you can read in the sunlight, if this makes a difference. Because for me, in theory, it would be a brilliant idea, because I wouldn't have to be carting around heavy stacks of books just so as I won't have to leave early or get bored or whatever. So I would like to know, does it make a difference? Does it feel like you've read a proper book? Because so far to me it hasn't really felt that way, and I don't know why, because I still get to read the story, but for some reason I seem to get through these really, really quickly, much quicker than I would with a proper book, and then I end up feeling like I didn't really read the story. Maybe there was bits missing, and I don't know if there are bits missing, if they're abridged versions or something, but I would be interested to know, because I know a few people out there do swear by the Kindles and really like them, and it's not that I think I would get rid of physical books altogether, but I think it would be handy to have it just on one little tiny device that doesn't weigh about the size of a fridge or feel like that when you're trying to cart it around for miles. So I would like to know, is it something that you have to practice? Is it something that comes with time and you get used to it and it starts to feel like a proper book? Or is it just me and I'm set in my ways and it's never going to change? So yeah, quick video. I don't know if there's any real conclusion there, probably not, but that's all I've got to say for now, so bye.